Hello and welcome to glennzb TV for Tuesday. The show that puts me, glennzb, up your Periscope. I'm bringing New Zealand to the world and the world to New Zealand. I could be in a bit of trouble. I'm worried I'm in a little bit of trouble. A former studio worker faces the prospect of 3 years behind bars after pleading guilty to copyright infringement. William Kyle Moriarty was busted for illegally uploading a DVD screener of The Revenant to the internet 6 days before the film's official release. I'm going to hurry through this episode of glennzb TV because I just remembered some stuff on my hard drive at home that I need to check, possibly delete, possibly try and make it look like it was never on there. It's just come to me just now. Hey, Joey the Dairy. Yeah, I didn't know that he was a medical professional. I sort of thought of him as being quite a good rugby winger. Played a couple of tests, 2 tests for the All Blacks. Couldn't really tackle, I seem to recall, but quite a fast runner. I had no idea that he was a medical expert and knows that it was creatine that killed Jonah Lomu. I mean, obviously he must be very qualified to be making these statements in public. I can only assume he knows what he's talking about. It is weird that he elected to take himself off the kidney transplant list, pretty much based on his mother's beliefs or lack of belief in that kind of medical procedure. So it's kind of ironic that we're interested in his medical opinions about anything. But yeah, so that's interesting. Did not realise. Well, let's keep it with rugby, and some of the most important, perhaps even more important than the winger, is the position of streaker. Now, this bloke here, that bloke, you may recognise his face there. He was roughly handled, well, according to him anyway, by security when he streaked at the Blues game the other night. And now he's not happy about it. Somebody wants to know why they just run, the streakers. That's a good question. He certainly... This whole no clothes and yet shoes look, that doesn't really work for me. It's kind of the opposite of Andrew Mulligan's white jandals with jeans look, which I also disapprove of. Do one thing or another. Don't, either be completely naked or... Anyway, my point is, so him being knocked around a bit by security guards, is that better or worse than the damage he's done psychologically to thousands of people at the game? By visually punching them. You know what I mean? It's another hard... There's a lot of hard questions in glennzb TV today. Don't get me wrong, I'm in favour of streaking. I think there should be more... I think there should be compulsory... Like if it was an American thing, they don't really seem to do it that much in America. If they did more of it... I think it would be like the timeouts. You know how they've just become more and more a part of the game in American sport, and they spend more time in commercial breaks and timeouts and water breaks and referees time. Sorry, didn't mean to tip you over there. Good catch though. I thought. Am I being silenced? Have I cut? Is that what's going on here? Is that censorship because there's too much streaking, or certainly too much of that? It probably has been too much of that. Finally, another spelling quiz for you today. We had eligibility yesterday. Didn't really get a definite answer. The Revenant's done very well at the Oscars. Has it done well enough so everybody now knows how to spell it. Is it even a word? Have any of us actually heard of the word revenant before the Revenant? It's a lottery, isn't it? Nobody knows. None of you know. I don't know. Should we stop making up words? Should we stop caring about how they spell? Should we just say them, not write them down ever, and it will never be a problem? That's why I work in radio and not television. Anyway, thank you for joining me on my television show. That was glennzb. This thing, I'm going to have to get a new thing. The leg keeps doing that. Or is it just me that keeps doing that? Anyway, thank you so much for having me. Up your Periscope. I'll see you back here again tomorrow.